Right guys, just a quick one here, but I'm sure most of you are aware that Parler has already gone. Amazon took it down this morning at 8 AM GMT. The reasoning for this was obviously the claim that they incited violence, which I have to say is just ludicrous if you ask me. The justification picture for this is apparently something like 1900 tweets that were saying about storming the Capitol. Obviously forgetting about the plain and simple fact that for 6 months we had BLM riots and things like that going on, with constant tweets about it on Twitter, Facebook posts, and of course groups supporting it and planning it all along. Showing to me and anyone with half a brain cell that this has got nothing to do with what actually happened and is just a political move, but that obviously goes without saying. Now Sky News reported on this earlier, and I have to say they come out with some absolute bullshit doing it, showing what snivelling shitweasels Sky News really are. Because if you used Parler, then apparently you are likely to be taking part in hate speech, but given these people's idea of hate speech, I expect saying boo to a ghost is hate speech in 2021. But here you can see the article and the accompanying picture, which shows the hashtag storm the Capitol with 1.9k parlays, so not very many. In fact, I would like to know how many times on Twitter people have retweeted about killing Trump, killing Pence, or killing anyone who's part of the Conservatives over in America. I mean, for instance, we did have Sheila Fogarty saying that the old Bill should shoot them in the Capitol. LBC were obviously forgetting this when they put Boris Johnson's lefty spunk trumpet sister Rachel Johnson on the radio last night talking crap about Donald Trump and how he incited violence. There is not a single post or anything they can point to that shows him doing that, because obviously he didn't. It doesn't matter what narrative they try to spin. And the media's level of hypocrisy is obviously laughable considering their support for BLM and all the protests for 6 months before the election. But back to Parler, Sky News have really shown themselves up, as I said. Not only smearing Parler as apparently far right, but saying that many of its 12 million users actually promote and use hate speech often, which is complete bollocks. Though like I said, their idea of hate speech is absolutely anything that they don't like. The Sky News article though headlines Parler removed from tech firms' platforms as Trump seeks out new online megaphone. No, Parler was removed because big tech fear that too many people will fuck off over there and Twitter will go into the shitter, much like Facebook has been for a while. Yes, it might be the biggest platform and all of that, but it is going downhill slowly but surely. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know a single person that talks about Facebook in a good light. The same can actually be said about Twitter also. But here the article says the 2-year-old magnet for the far right claims it has more than 12 million users, many of whom use hate speech, which is obviously bollocks. What they really mean is many of them are not woke, politically correct tosspots like obviously the media and everyone like that are. It says he has been kicked off most of the mainstream social media platforms following his supporters rioting at the US Capitol, but President Donald Trump is still searching for online options to reach his followers, which I do have to say is a load of bollocks. He could be on one quicker than that. He's already got a Gab account and he could jump on there. Shit, he could make a BitChute account and just pump out videos constantly. There is also Odyssey, Rumble, and a bunch of other sites that are available. Given how tech is acting at the moment though, who knows how long they will actually last. Because if reports are correct from Parler themselves, they are now saying that many of the companies that supported them before won't because Google, Amazon, and the rest of them are against them. Clearly saying to me that big tech will go after these companies as well, and they know it. Now obviously, I don't know what Donald Trump's going to do, so I'm not even going to bother speculating on that. But I should say it's rather concerning that this is happening. Though I'm sure that goes without saying to 99.9% of you. There is no actual time on when Parler could be back or if it will be back at this point. Apparently Gab has its own servers, so maybe they could talk to them, but I don't know if that's what they plan to do. But you can be sure that more of these banning waves are going to be coming, not just against companies like Parler, but against us as well. So make sure if you're still watching this video now to follow me using the links down below. Support the channel on every other platform that is available is probably the only thing we can do at this point. Because you know what, I expect if a company does take on Parler and lets them get their servers back up, we might see Amazon and shitweasels like that trying to buy out the company that owns the servers. Obviously in a bid to get them shut down. This is the sort of shitweasel behaviour I think we can expect going forward.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.